I actually didn't avoid being cringe in my personal statement for a lot of it. My experience of writing the personal statement probably started in the summer of year 12, just getting down my kind of brief ideas on what I thought I was interested in, and lots of bullet points. I think just a massive list is kind of the first stage.
My experience of writing a personal statement was also a journey. It definitely takes multiple attempts, and the first one is never perfect. I think a really good place to start is just with a mind map, or blurting all the ideas you have, everything you've done relating to your subject or why you might be interested in it. It's just really good to get all those ideas out on paper. For me, the most difficult thing about writing a personal statement, especially when including academic things, is not just writing about what I read or what I listened to in a podcast, but actively being reflecting on what I read or learnt about. So when I was writing my personal statement, I really had to sort of do a point, this is what I read and then this is what I learnt about it, but it just involves a bit more deeper thinking. And then when you read or do lots of super curricular activities, sometimes it can be easy to just do lots of things that are not linked. So it was also a challenge trying to make and put a narrative into my personal statement and linking the different activities I did and what I learned from each of them and how they're all connected to each other.
I think for me the difficulty was also making sure that I don't fall into the trap of using lots of big words, trying to make the language very complex to be impressive, because that's actually not very helpful, I think, a lot of the time, and you're not being judged on your use of language.
The reason why some personal statements might sound cringe is because it can involve cliches and phrases that people use a lot, oh, I've wanted to study this subject since I was 10 years old, or this subject has always been my favourite thing to do in school. And I think the reason why it sounds cringe is because you just hear that sort of phrase a lot about how people are passionate about things, and it's not necessarily backed up. So I think the best way to avoid being cringe in a personal statement is to just be honest with your story, because when you're honest, it's hard to be cringe because it's something that's real. And I guess a personal statement is called a personal statement for a reason. It is just about you. Yeah, I wrote maybe 5 drafts of my personal statement, and the first one is always really, really long, but I think it's good to sort of include everything that you have to say, and then later on, when you're writing 3rd, 4th draft, start to pick the best parts.
I think my top tip would be to not actually have too many people look at your personal statement. Have a couple of people that you trust, have them look over it, and then take on their advice fully.